All right, we made it all the way to lesson four. Lesson four is all about something that is called outsourcing. Okay, don't forget the question for this unit is, does globalization contribute to sustainable prosperity for all people? Right, so has globalization made the world a better place for more people? Right, or has globalization really only benefited a small number of people? And has it done so in a way that is sustainable? That's what we're looking at in this unit. Okay, so today we learn about outsourcing. So in your notes, you need to write down the definition of outsourcing. Outsourcing is when one company hires another company. Usually, that other company is going to be in another country, and usually that other country is going to be in a developing country. And they hire that other company to provide them with either goods or services. So if you look at the map on the left side of the screen, you'll see an example of outsourcing from the United States. So the United States, they've got a lot of really big transnational corporations who are headquartered in the United States, and they have decided to have a lot of their products made in other countries. So you can see they've outsourced to China, they've outsourced to the Philippines, they've outsourced to Mexico, right? They've outsourced to India. So they've hired companies in those other countries, in those developing countries, to complete certain tasks for them, to make their products for them in some cases, or to do other services for them as well. Okay, so here are some examples of things that corporations often get people in other countries to do for them. They might get them to manufacture cars, produce clothing, or they might get them to work in call centers. Okay, so all of these are examples of outsourcing. Okay, now there's different reasons why companies will decide to outsource the production of their products or to outsource their services. And it usually has to do with the word cheaper. It's cheaper. They can pay people a smaller amount of money, right? So if they outsource to a developing country, well, people in developing countries, they are willing to work for less money, right? So a company who is, let's say, a Canadian company, they don't want to have to pay workers in Canada the minimum wage or even more. Instead, they are able to keep more of their profits if they get their products produced in developing countries where they can pay workers way less money, right? So then transnational corporations, they get to keep more profits, okay? And this has been the result of improvements in communications and transportation technologies, which have allowed for outsourcing, right? So communications technologies, if you take a look at these guys, right? We didn't have computers, we didn't have, efficient long distance phone calls, decades ago, but we do now, right? So it's easier to outsource when we have those communication technologies, right? And we also didn't have as many cheap and reliable ways of transporting goods decades ago as we do today. Okay. And so outsourcing has led to the creation of something called sweatshops. Okay, and sweatshops is what you're going to be focusing mostly on in this lesson. All right, sweatshops, this is a workplace where people receive low wages and have poor working conditions. And a lot of the things that we own, they were produced in factories that we would consider sweatshops, right? So sweatshops are these factories where people don't get paid a lot. They might not be treated very well. And the term sweatshop comes from the idea that some of these factories, they have poor ventilation. And so the temperature gets really, really high in some of these factories. And so what you guys are going to need to do through the course of this lesson is you will need to decide whether you think sweatshops are a good thing or a bad thing for the world. You're going to need to decide whether you think sweatshops contribute to sustainable prosperity. Do they lead to more prosperity for more people? And do they do so in a sustainable way? So the first step to that, and by the way, this is in your notes, and it'll be something that you will get graded on when you hand your notes package in to me at the end of the unit. First thing you need to do is complete this chart. So we're going to be watching a few videos, and I'm going to be getting you guys to do a little bit of reading later on as well. And you will need to write some evidence down on the yes side of your chart and some evidence on the no side of your chart. So things that you put on the left side, those would be things that you see in videos or that you read about in articles that tell you that sweatshops are a good thing, that they do contribute to sustainable prosperity, and that we should keep using them. And then things that you write down on the no side, these are things that you see in videos or read about that tell you that sweatshops are a bad thing, that they do not contribute to sustainable prosperity. And so you write them on the no side. And then once we're done watching videos and reading articles and gathering information to put in the chart, then at the bottom half of your page, you are going to make a paragraph. And in this paragraph, you will need to state your position, your opinion on this question. Okay, so you need to say what you think is the correct answer to the question. And you can say, in my opinion, sweatshops do contribute to sustainable prosperity. Or you can write, in my opinion, sweatshops do not contribute to sustainable prosperity. And then most importantly, you need to write down reasons why you say yes or no to the question. Okay, so include as much evidence as you can. And of course, you can use evidence from the charts. That's why the chart is there, to help you structure your paragraph. Okay, so that is that. Do I have anything else? Nope, that's it. All right, so we are going to leave it there. And hopefully you learn a few things. All right. Oh, if you are doing this at home, if you miss some days of class, then make sure you click on the next video in this playlist to get information, especially information to put on the no side of your chart. And then also make sure that you read the Maculadora article, which is going to be in D2L, in the content section of D2L under Unit 3 for Maculadoras. Okay, so watch the videos in this playlist, read the Maculadora article, and then that's your way of getting information to put in your chart. All right, good luck.